This shit is exhausting.
Yeah.
Now I want to tell a very quick story, and it's about the man across the ring from me. I was 19 years old at an independent wrestling promotion. It was literally the first wrestling promotion that I went to outside of my training school, Creative Pro Wrestling Academy. It was called Five Barrel Wrestling. I had a match on the opening of the show, and guys that I aspired to reach the heights of in this sport were guys like Bryan Danielson, guys like Samoa Joe, who's kind of an asshole, and most certainly guys like Kenny fucking Omega. Now that night, you had no reason to stop and watch my match. I was a piss pot, but you watched my match, you pulled me to the side, and you let me pick your brain that night, and you might not remember that, but I sure as hell do. Without Kenny Omega, without the Bucks, without Cody Rhodes, and without Tony Khan, who might be a fucking mark, but he's a visionary. All Elite Wrestling does not exist. Therefore, your world champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, does not exist. Now, I'll be honest, I still don't know what I'm going to do for the bidding war of 2024. But what I do know is that when I get the opportunity to wrestle the best bout machine, Kenny Omega, it tends to sway my opinions a little bit. So now, I am going to let Kenny Omega do what he does best. I am going to let him do a goodbye the only way he knows how. I've got to thank you for the kind words, Max. And I'm not one to ever ask for a favor, but these squeaky wheels weren't what they used to be. So if I could ask for your hand one more time, so I could stand up and address these wonderful people, that'd be mighty kind of you. Oh. I've got to be honest, this may be partly a sad story, but trust me, it has a happy ending. For a lot of us, time is not our friend. The more time that goes by, the more we have to say goodbye to things. My condition isn't what it used to be. I'm not even sure if I can call myself the best butt machine anymore. And for a pocket in time, that was a very sad reality, because there was no one left to take my place. But now, I can say goodbye to these things with a smile, because we do have people like MJF that are willing to not only take the ball, but run with it, and run with it further than I ever could. So though I thought I'd be a little salty with you breaking my record, now I can be proud that the championship belt is in the right hands. So MJF, yes, Jay White and I go a long way back. Jay White may not be willing to tell you, but there was once upon a time when he used to wash my dirty laundry. So you'd think I'd be able to look upon him with some kind of fondness, but rest assured, I am cheering for you to get your belt back. I am cheering for you to lead this company to the promised land, and I'm cheering for you to represent AEW and all these wonderful people for years and years and years to come. And for the people in attendance, that maybe took what I said earlier a little too seriously, don't worry. Science has come a long way, and there is no quit in Kenny Omega. I will be back. I will be back, and rest assured, Kenny Omega doesn't know what it's like to be an opening act. Kenny Omega doesn't know what it's like to be a mid-card act. Kenny Omega is the best bout machine. And when you make a list of all the greatest memories, of all the greatest matches, trust me, whether it be 2023, 24, 25, I'm gonna make sure I'm on that list. But until now, your champion, the man that is the blood, sweat, and tears of AEW is standing right here before you. And though he was gracious enough to give me the microphone, and I'm selfish enough to take it, I'm gonna do my bidding and bid each and every one of you adieu. So until Dynamite, because I'm sure I'll be there, goodbye, and good night, bang.